Ladies and gentlemen, we are 22 days from the election and look like the amount of cases in the US is inching up to 8 million cases. Mm-mm-mm. And everything that we thought would happen, like Florida, yes, it's going up rapidly in Florida now that they opened up the state, and we kind of knew that was going to happen. And South and North Dakota, they've had an explosion of cases since the bike rally. So things are not looking up for the US at all. So this is NBC News. 22 days from election, pandemic shows no signs of slowing as US edges closer to 8 million cases. COVID-19 hospitalizations were skyrocketing in New York again on Monday as the United States was just days away from recording the 8 millionth confirmed case of coronavirus. Once the epicenter of the coronavirus crisis in the US, New York has seen its hospitalizations jump up 77% compared to the same period last month. Governor Andrew Cuomo stressed that the increases are the result of specific clusters. We're dealing with a very specific situation, which is the clusters, he said in the press release. Over the weekend, overall, the state is doing well. Now, they've already projected, ladies and gentlemen, that we are going to be jumping up in the Northeast again because we are now in fall and approaching winter. And this is the time of year where people tend to be in more. And the more people are indoors, the more likelihood of spread is going to increase. Meanwhile, Idaho, South Dakota, and Wisconsin have the top three highest rates of infection in the country, and Texas was close to eclipsing California as the state with the most confirmed coronavirus cases. With the presidential election 22 days away and early voting underway in many states, President Donald Trump was at the helm of the country that had already logged over 7.8 million cases of COVID 19, and that number is expected to climb over 8 million by late Thursday, according to the projection by NBC News. The staggering sum seemed unimaginable back in February when Trump, whose much criticized handling of the COVID 19 crisis had become a key campaign issue. Instead, the US was in very good shape and prepared to take on the pandemic. The US continued to have the world's highest death toll with nearly 216,000 fatalities as of Monday, according to the latest NBC News numbers. The latest tally comes just days after six states, Missouri, Montana, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, and West Virginia, all reported record single day increases in the corona cases. Grappling with a surge of new cases, North Dakota had only 22 intensive care beds available in the entire state. Grand Forks Herald reported this is spreading so rapidly that we can't keep up. Wow, this is one of the nurses at the hospital. She said the spike started after the Sturgis, South Dakota motorcycle rally in August. I told you that was going to happen. Uh-huh. And and there, I got some trolls that are butt sore trying to say this didn't happen from the bike rally. Yeah, whatever. They had low numbers there prior to that rally. And ever since, they have not been able to get these numbers under control. We'll see if a lesson is learned, y'all. We'll see if they have that same bike rally next year. Record number of new infections were also being reported around the world, especially in Europe. The United Kingdom has the highest number of deaths on the continent, and Prime Minister Boris Johnson has been getting pushback from the pandemic-weary public opposed to his plan of reimposing restrictions aimed at slowing the spread. The virus has edged closer to Pope Francis. Yes, four of the Swiss guards up at the Vatican got COVID-19, and they're now saying they fear the Pope getting infected, which I believe he already had it. So, four of the famed Vatican Swiss guards have tested positive for coronavirus. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, a Democrat whose aggressive response to the crisis has received bipartisan praise, and he would quarantine after a member of his security team tested positive. In Wisconsin, the coronavirus cases have been spiking. A local judge upheld Democratic Governor Tony Evers' mask mandate and reject a law filed by a conservative group of working class cahoots with the Republican leader of the legislature aimed to overturn it. Disillusioned U.S. doctors are heading to New Zealand in search of a better working condition and breaking from the anti-science philosophy that has hampered our country's pandemic response. America will suffer an exodus of professionals to other countries that have responded better with the coronavirus. So doctors are leaving the country and going elsewhere to live and work. This is U.S. doctors. Okay. Dr. Julie Malek, California doctor, making the move. So she's moving to New Zealand. New Zealand has since the start of the crisis, have just 1,851 cases and 25 deaths. New York has the most deaths with 34,132. The figure shows, but most of those were reported in the early days of the pandemic when health officials were still trying to come to grips with the new virus. Since then, however, New York was able to flatten the curve, just for a few months, but they are jumping up in leaps and bounds. So now New York now has a cluster of infection that popped up in Brooklyn, Rockland County, areas that are large, where you have Orthodox Jews living. A large number of them live in these areas. And I did see them out there protesting, but they have a large amount of COVID in those areas where they live. And Cuomo attempted to clamp down on these neighborhoods and has been met with resistance and lawsuits. Well, let them sit there with the COVID. I wouldn't worry about them. Are y'all worried about them? I don't think my people are worried about them. Trump supporting Brooklyn City Council candidate named Harold Hessie Tichler was arrested Sunday in connection with violent demonstration in Borough Park neighborhood. Yeah, so this is where those Orthodox Jews are, and they're fighting Cuomo and the police. So, hey, let them do their own thing. Let them do their own thing. Okay, y'all. So, look like, Trump was trying to head to Florida for a campaign rally Monday, a little over a week ago. He was hospitalized with COVID, and he claimed Sunday without proving or showing any evidence that he has beat COVID. And every time somebody asks him if he tested negative, he never answers the question. So I don't think he's negative at all. So there's a lot going on in this country because it's just spiking everywhere. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.